everybody. Welcome to Astrology for Mystics. I am your host, Jennifer Jennings. This video is going to be about Venus and Aries. Venus came into Aries on February 4th, 2025. And Venus is going to dip back into Pisces March 27th. And then it is going to retrograde back into Aries on April 30th until June 6th. What does it mean to have Venus in Aries? Venus is a dual sign. Venus rules Libra. Venus rules Taurus. So it's dual. Venus in Libra is about relationships and partnerships, contracts, the government. It is a masculine cardinal air sign. Whereas Venus in Taurus is fixed, feminine, and an earth sign. In Taurus, Venus is about values, aesthetics, agriculture. It's about resources, what you own, the earth's resources. In Libra, it's about the law. It's about justice. It's about marriage. Venus in Aries, though, she's in her detriment, sitting in Aries in an opposing sign of Libra. So it's important for all of us to understand what this is going to be like. I'm going to first start with Aries. Those of you who have your sun in Aries, those of you who rise in Aries, this is for you. Venus will be traveling in your first house, Aries risers. This means that everything about your life path is going to be a personal journey for the next few months. Venus will conjunct the North Node. Venus will conjunct Neptune. Venus will be sextile Pluto in Aquarius in the 11th house. And Venus in Aries will be trine Juno in Scorpio in the 8th house. The South Node will be opposing Venus in Aries, and the South Node is in Virgo, North Node in Pisces, in the 12th house. For you, Aries and Aries risers. For you, Aries risers. Wherever the sun is for you, Aries, that is where Venus is going to be personal for you. As you can see, Aries has Chiron, Aries, and Hygeia. Chiron is the wounded healer. It's where you transmute your pain into something so much greater than yourself. Aries, the goddess of war, wants you to push forward with any type of warring that you have going on. And then Hygeia is about the purity of health. And this has to do with the head, the crown. You want to make sure that you are not spending irresponsibly and that you are not jumping into relationships without first really getting to know that person. Anytime the moon transits in Libra, the moon is going to oppose Venus in Aries. Venus in Aries may want to make things a little bit more difficult than they really need to be. Problems arise where they're really not. Especially conjunct the North Node in Pisces. What's real? What isn't? Venus, being in her detriment, wants to make choices quickly. Doesn't want to think things through and play the tape all the way through. There could definitely be a relationship for you, Aries sun and Aries risers, that is about other people's money. It could be that there is things going on at work that need to be investigated because Juno is sitting in your 8th house, Aries risers, and it's about other people's money. It's about death, regeneration. Apollo is there. And so is the flame of life with Vesta. And so you want to make sure that if there's anything going on with your reproductive system, if you are having a lot of headaches, get to the doctor. Be sure that there is nothing going on with the reproductive system. Let me pull a tarot for you, Aries and Aries riser. Let's see what we got here. We have got the Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles. This is absolutely perfect, guys. This is actually perfect for you guys. The Knight of Pentacles is youthful. Knights are youthful. They have a lot of energy and they are swift. This Knight is of the earth element. It's about money, possessions. And so whether it's about money or work or love, this is a good card. This is a good sign for you, Aries and Aries risers. The key for this Knight is to be patient. Wait for it. Sit with it. Don't make any rash decisions when it comes to big purchases. All right, now for Taurus. Those of you who have a Taurus sun or rise in Taurus, this is for you. You can see that Venus is in the 12th house. The 12th house is the unconscious. Purchases that you have made in the past, you are warring with. Venus there in the 12th house is concerned about the unknown. There is a depressive state here when you think of the past. And then there is anxiety here when you are thinking about the future. Juno is going to be in your 7th house of relationships and partnerships. So will Vesta and Apollo and Scorpio. The past relationships that you've had, whereas infidelity was a problem, think twice before going back to a relationship, as you could bring on big problems for yourself. Be cautious with your relationships of the past. The South Node will be in transit in Taurus risers in your 5th house. So this opposition that you have with the past could be about kids. It could be about relationships with their kids, things of the past with their health factors having to do with the head. Pluto is going to be sextiling your 12th house in Aquarius. There could be new jobs on the horizon, especially with groups, networking, astrology. If things get too heavy, Taurus and Taurus risers, seek out an astrologer to help you get through whatever it is that you could be going through. Things that you may learn, Taurus and Taurus risers, about your siblings, your childhood friends, people that you grew up with. There could be a little bit of warring there with things that you learn, because Selena in the 3rd house of communications and siblings in Cancer is where there is a challenge for you. Let me pull a tarot card for you as well, Taurus and Taurus risers. Let's see what you got. And I've got the 10 of Pentacles. Oh my goodness. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. The completion of Pentacles. Love it. The 10 of Pentacles, of course, is about money, possessions, things of value, things that you own. And it shows that there is a financial stability, possibly due to inheritance. It can show an increase in your finances. There's a feeling of home and family with the 10 of Pentacles. That is the reason why I am thinking that there's a possibility that the financial freedom that you are concerned about is actually of no concern because, again, Venus in Aries sometimes just doesn't play the tape all the way through. They can make things harder than they need to be. Good luck. Good luck with that, Taurus and Taurus risers. All right, for Gemini risers, this forecast is showing that Venus is in your 11th house of groups, your hopes, your wishes, your dreams, how you bring in money. The South Node will be opposing your Venus in Aries, and the South Node is in transit in the 4th house. You've been here before. It's about home and family, things going on with the health factor. There's a lot of analysis taking place where you've been before, where you used to live. The North Node is in the 10th house. Could be issues surrounding work, your father, your mom, and your dad. Pluto is going to be transforming your 9th house with groups, long travels, higher learning. And Juno is going to be in your 6th house of health, your everyday. Make sure that this relationship that is in Scorpio in your 6th house doesn't affect your health, doesn't affect your everyday, your work. Flame of life is also sitting here in the 6th house of health. There's a lot of wisdom and enlightenment here. So be sure to tune in, because the relationships for all of us while Venus is in Aries can bring warring with our financial status, warring with money, period, with things that we own. There could definitely be friends coming back from the past. Make sure that this time around, that if this friend of yours and you had a falling out, that you have healthy boundaries now. You are definitely going to be more talkative with groups and online networking. There's a divine justice with Astria in Sagittarius that is either going to or already has opposed your ascendant with higher learning, long travels. She brings justice in the air. She's fire. She's explosive. Selena is going to be challenging you with your values at home, property, real estate. Mars will be there in your 2nd house as well, Gemini. So be cautious. The theme with Venus in Pisces, with all of us, is caution when it comes to spending. There may be problems on the home front for you, Gemini, with your family. Your values may be tested. Let me pick a tarot for you real quick. Let's see what the tarot has in store for you, Gemini suns and Gemini risers. The 6 of Wands. 6 of Wands for you, Gemini sun, Gemini risers. The number 6 represents harmony and balance, just like Venus in Libra. It shows that your efforts, your hard work is going to pay off. The 6 of Wands is great news for you, Gemini sun and Gemini risers. All right, now for you, Cancerians. Those of you who shine in Cancer, rise in Cancer, Venus is going to show up and show out in your 10th house. And this is about your dad. This is about fame, your image, your work. The South Node is going to be in transit and oppose your Venus in Aries in the 3rd house of relationships, in the 3rd house of siblings, communications, childhood friends. It's where you've been. You've been here before. There's going to be a relationship in Scorpio in the 5th house of kids and creativity that is going to give you a conscious raising experience. And it is going to shine enlightenment as well with the things that are hidden. Any type of investigative measures that you have taken with your children, with a sport, with an activity. with a creative project. Just be sure that this relationship with Juno in Scorpio in the fifth house abides by your boundaries. There could be great changes coming for work. It could be a job that you had that you will be going back to, or it could be that you decide to take on a new role, doing something new, something different. But this will definitely affect your work ethic, your work house. Mars is still in your first house. Cancer risers, there's a lot you are learning, and there's a huge weight with Hades there in your first house as well. Home life is very weighty. Emotions are all over the place. Maybe you feel a lot more independent from your family, more isolated from your family. Pluto is going to be in a sextile with your eighth house. Death, rebirth, regeneration, other people's money, hidden taxes. All of this is going down, and there's a major transformation with groups. And those groups are more or less trying to dictate how you bring in money. The choice is yours, Cancer and Cancer risers. Pallas is currently transiting in your seventh house of relationships and partnerships. You get a little wakey. You get a wake-up call with work, with authority. And it calls on you to be more responsible and accountable, structured. Let me pull a card for you, Cancer and Cancer risers. Let's see what the tarot has in store for you. Page of Cups. Page of Cups. And that is absolutely perfect for the Cancer risers. Page of Cups. What a youthful, celebratory card. The Page of Cups is about children. It's very youthful. It's definitely emotional, and it has to do with family. There is something coming up for you to celebrate. Good luck with that. All right, Leo. Leo risers, those of you who have a Leo sun, Venus in Aries is going to be transiting in your ninth house of higher learning and travel. There's a lot of worrying when it comes to what school to go to, where to travel, where to take your kid to college. Pluto, for you, Leo risers, is going to be in your seventh house of relationships, and these relationships will be opposing your ascendant. There's a lot of transformation with groups that is taking place right now and in the coming months as well. The trine that you have with Juno in Scorpio is in the fourth house of home. It could be about property and land, genealogy. Be careful not to go to just anyone's home. Make sure that you know them very well. Make sure that if you are purchasing a home, that you are not getting bamboozled by someone who claims to be an investor and really isn't. Leo risers, the South Node is transiting in the second house. And for you, that is about a purchase that you've already made. There's things that you've already bought. There's something in your past that you are analyzing again. Maybe you are rebalancing the checkbook because someone at home has spent money that you didn't know about. But relationships are very transformative, especially in groups, in a group setting. Pallas is in your sixth house of health, Leo risers, and so there could be a little shakeup going on at work with health, with benefits. The North Node and Neptune are going to be in your eighth house. death, rebirth, regeneration, other people's money, hidden taxes. So this is where you are going. You are going into a more spiritual realm, Leo and Leo risers. Let me pull a card for you. Let's see what the tarot has in store for you. All right. Ooh, the world. The world. The world reminds me of Capricorn, the Vatican, the world. You want to be in the world, just not of the world. The major arcana, the 21st card, is about achievements with work, achievement, overcoming the world, especially Leo risers. If you focus on that North Node in the 8th house and allow that intuitive side to really blossom, you take the ego and you transmute it into something so much greater and allow the sun to shine this greatness that you have and give it to other people. For the Virgo sun, Virgo risers, this forecast is showing that Venus and Aries will be transiting in your 8th house of death, rebirth, regeneration. It's about other people's money, things that are hidden, the occult. You're going to be doing a lot of investigating, a lot of analytical investigating at that, Virgo risers. Pluto is going to be in transit in your 6th house, your everyday house, the house of health. Pluto is going to transform your everyday with groups. Maybe your sibling will have a new relationship. Maybe it's someone that you grew up with. But there is definitely a new relationship that you will be talking to that is investigative as well. One of your friends, one of your friend groups, or how you bring in money. It could be now that you are going to be working at home. You're going to be working from home. It could be that you learn something about one of your friend's mother, a property, a land, because Selena is in your 11th house. Mars is in your 11th house. There is a lot of independence going on with your friend group and how you bring in money. Let me pull a card for you, Virgo and Virgo risers. You guys are going to also have the South Node in your 1st house. The South Node in the 1st house is going to bring things of the past into your life path. And you want to be moving toward that North Node with your relationships and your partnerships and let go of the past. The Four of Pentacles. The Four of Pentacles, positively speaking, this Four of Pentacles shows good things coming your way, but it also shows that you will want to share. Sharing is caring, Virgo and Virgo risers. Now for Libra and Libra risers, Venus is going to be in transit in your 7th house of relationships and partnerships. New relationships, new activities going on with your relationships. Independence is definitely taking place with your relationship. The South Node is in your 12th house. And the North Node is going to be in transit in your 6th house of health and everyday. And you are going to want to implement new changes in your everyday routine. The things of the past no longer interest you, and doing something new, doing something different with your relationship is definitely in the cards for you. There's going to be a relationship in the 2nd house of values with a conscious raising experience, and it has to do with other people's money. The value that you bestow upon yourself and your relationships is going to be showing up with items that you are possessing, things that you own. Maybe you have a roommate. Maybe you have a roommate that is calling on you and your values, or maybe it is you that is calling on someone else and their values. But there is definitely a relationship that is bringing other people's money to the table. There is definitely a challenge for you with your mom and your dad, the things that you learn about work having to do with culture, genealogy, land ownership. And again, this could even show that you may be working from home soon. Pluto is going to be transforming groups with you, with children, the way that you create with groups. And so, again, joining a gym, joining a group, joining something, like maybe painting, doing something that is innovative, that's different, yet it involves groups. That would be a perfect thing for you, Libra and Libra risers. A tarot card for you. Libra risers, I have pulled the 5 of Wands. And as you can see, everybody has their wand drawn on one another, but it's not touching anyone. There's definitely conflicts going on right now with other people. Maybe it's draining your energy. Maybe it's just so petty. These little squabbles that are continuously taking place. Just don't be tempted to add flame to a fire. Libras, be diplomatic. That's who you are anyway. All right, here we go. Scorpio risers. Venus is going to be transiting in your 6th house of health, your everyday, your work, romance, competitiveness with creativity and relationships is certainly possible. The North Node is going to be traveling in the 5th house of creativity, conjunct Neptune. It's about the idealism with your children, how you create. Challenges could be with long travels, having to do with your mom, your family. In fact, you may have just learned something from your mom, from your family members, about another family member, because Juno is in transit in your 1st house. Scorpio risers, Juno is going to be interacting with your son, and it's about the flame of life. There has been something reignited with Vesta. Scorpio risers, Jupiter is expanding your 8th house. Lots of learning going on. Pluto is in your 4th house of home. There's a lot of transformation taking place with groups, networking, astrology, being innovative. Venus here in the 6th house is definitely about creativity. Venus wants to make sure in Aries that you are taking time to think about big purchases. There can definitely be a lot of aggressive behavior going on in your relationships that have to do with health, that may affect your health. So be mindful of that. Let me read a tarot for you. The 2 of Pentacles. You're juggling a lot. There's a lot that you are juggling with your finances right now, Scorpio risers. Maybe you are making money transfers, whatever it is. Just make sure that you are juggling. All right, Sag risers. Venus is in your 5th house of kids and creativity. There is some competitiveness going on, possibly with your children. Maybe they are just getting into some type of sport. Venus and Aries here in the 5th house of kids. Maybe your kids want to be independent. They don't want you to tell them what to do right now. There is definitely boundaries that are being set or that need to be set with children. Being headstrong, wanting to overspend. Pluto is going to sextile Venus in Aries in the 3rd house of communications and siblings, childhood friends, groups. There's definitely a transformation that is taking place in your neighborhood as well. Juno is going to be in the 12th house for you. So it could be that someone calls or you hear of someone that you know is in the hospital or is in jail or prison. Gives you a conscious raising experience. There is a reigniting of a flame. Maybe they've been there before and they're back again. The South Node is opposing your Venus in the 5th house of Aries, Sag risers. The 10th house, where South Node is in Virgo, is about health. It's the health factor. Maybe there is new advancements coming. People that you used to work with, maybe you'll be working with them again. You may be learning something during this transit with Venus in the 5th house of Aries. You may be learning about someone in your family that is warring with a debt or someone else's money. There's all kinds of different ways that Selene can teach us. In the 8th house of death, rebirth, regeneration, there in Cancer, she is challenging you, Sagittarius risers, with a higher learning to go higher about family, about genealogy, about loyalty, immigration. Let me pull a card for you, Sag risers, Sagittarius. The Magician, the Magi, the one who can transmute and transform with all of the elements. You definitely have the ability for a successful conclusion. You're definitely heading in the right direction. Capricorn, those of you who have your sun who rise in Capricorn, Pluto is going to be transforming you in the 2nd house. Money could definitely be transformative here with groups. Venus in Aries is going to be transiting in your 4th house of home, having to do with things going on at home. Maybe there is different projects going on at home, but you would be careful, cautious, if you maintain that any project that you would start at home right now would be thought out well with Venus in Aries here. There could be some problems going on at home. Maybe you're sharing pain with your mom. Maybe there is something that your mom learned, or there is a relationship that you are part of. Their mom learned something, and it has to do with perhaps a job. Maybe it is someone got laid off. But there is things going on, Capricorn risers. Whereas Mars and Selena, there's a huge weight that's going down in the 7th house of relationships and partnerships in Cancer. And that is what is opposing the ascendant, the sun in Capricorn currently. Those of you who rise in Capricorn, there is definitely a shakeup that is going on, either with your father, your mom. There is different things that is going on. It could be about a house, home buying, property, land, culture, moving. There's a lot of warring going on for sure with you at home, Capricorn risers. Could be about work. It could definitely be about work and your values, and the money is just, sometimes it's there and sometimes it's not. There's a lot of introspection needed here about the values, what you truly value in life. New associations are transforming your values for sure, Capricorn and Capricorn risers. Let me pick a card for you. It is the Chariot. The Chariot. The number 7 major arcana is the Chariot. There is a lot of effort and self-discipline that you are going to need, Capricorn risers. And isn't that like your sun sign and your rising sign anyway? Ruled by Saturn, it takes discipline, maturity to overcome any obstacles, and traveling long distances could definitely be in the cards for you as well, Capricorn and Capricorn risers. Now for the freedom-loving Aquarius. Those of you who have the sun in Aquarius, who rise in Aquarius, this forecast is for you. Pluto is transforming everything about your associations. Pluto is in a good standing with Venus right now in the third house of communications, siblings, your neighbors, your neighborhood, your childhood friends. Communications with you could definitely be aggressive right now with Venus and Aries. There could be this competitiveness with your thinking and the way that you are expressing yourself with Venus here in the third house. It could suggest that there are things going on with your siblings. There is an aggressive approach happening. There is tension in the air with your siblings. Maybe there's things going on with their head. Maybe they're having headaches right now. There is a teaching happening in your sixth house of health, your everyday, your job, your work, your romance. And it could have to do with a coworker's mother. It could have to do with a coworker purchasing land. But there is things going on at work and your everyday. And there's a lot of independence as well that is taking place with your family, with your mother. There's definitely things that you are learning right now that have to do with health. And even though health is a broad spectrum, there are definitely things happening in your everyday with your family, with your mom. And it could be about the independence with how she brings in money. Aquarius risers. There are things going on in your second house because that is where the North Node is conjunct Neptune in Pisces. There is a hospital feel here. If you are thinking about what type of job that your family is very susceptible to, that would definitely be something of giving service, taking care of other people. Aquarius risers, you have been given challenges for sure going on with money, your possessions, the things that you own. Definitely challenges have been taking place in your life. But with Venus here in the third house of communications, there are aggressive approaches that are taking place. So be cautious with how you are thinking and communicating, especially with groups, as you do rise in Aquarius and you are an Aquarius sun. Let me pull a card for you. The Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords is your card. Aquarius risers, Aquarius suns. She definitely represents a woman of her own accord. She can definitely use some sharp words too. So this is perfect card for the Aquarius risers with the third house communication, Venus in Aries. Be mindful of your communications and how you are thinking, and don't make rash decisions. Don't be talking and speaking to others in a demanding or demeaning way. Just be cautious. Those of you who are Pisces or have a Pisces sun, oh my goodness, with Saturn, Neptune, the North Node in your first house or where your sun is trying to shine, there's been some setbacks, especially with the way that you express yourself. The South Node is in your seventh house of relationships and partnerships. You've been here before. There is a lot of analysis that has been put forth toward your relationship. Maybe this is a time period where you have been more recluse, more creative, more introverted. Venus is showing up in your second house of values, what you value, what you truly value. And Venus here in the second house, you will not want to make rash decisions when it comes to possessions or money, any type of purchases. This is the time period where you value relationships and their contribution, and also wanting to seek and take action toward your own finances, being more financially independent. There is definitely something that you have been learning or that you are going to learn to do with children, competition, creativity with one of the family members, possibly maternal, because Selena is in your fifth house of kids, Pisces risers, and she's in Cancer. So that is definitely about family. It's about your mother. And Mars here, there's an independence, and it has to do with kids and creativity. Pluto in your 12th house is transforming. It's a very innovative time for you, Pisces and Pisces risers. Very innovative time for you with Pluto transiting in that 12th house, where the unconscious becomes conscious. Things of the past have been transformative. It has allowed you to be innovative, different. With Pluto in Aquarius in your 12th house, Venus is in a good standing here with Pluto. It allows for that unconscious to really create something anew to bring into the world. Very inventive and psychic. There's definitely things that would be taking place at work with you, Pisces risers, because Pallas possibly in that 11th house in Capricorn. There is a reigniting of something new. Maybe there is a class that you wanted to take, a higher learning, going to a new church. But there is a reigniting of a flame of something from the past with travel, higher learning, or a church, some type of philosophical teaching. Because Juno and Vesta is in the 9th house of Scorpio. All right, let me read a card for you. Risers, Pisces Sun, a 5 of Swords. There's a victory. All right, this concludes Venus in Aries. Thank you guys for joining me. Peace out.